Hmm.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Queens of the Yard podcast, presented by HBCU Gameday. It is the ultimate HBCU centric podcast for women who love culture, conversation, and community. Hosted by the dynamic duo Sheena and Skell. This show dives into the hottest topics while celebrating the powerful women making waves in the HBCU space and beyond. From campus queens to trailblazing alumni, we're amplifying the voices of those shaping the world one bold move at a time. Whether you're an HBCU grad, a student, a supporter, join us for authentic discussions, inspiring stories, and a What's up, Sheena? How are you? How
Hey,
was your week? Happy Valentine's Day.
happy Valentine's Day. Shout out to all the lovers that love.
Yes,
Not
why you have on red today?
yes, I read for so many reasons. Obviously, it's you, but it is the weekends of the lovers. So I jumped in. I had really good compliments on the red lippy last week, so I brought that back. And we're gonna talk about the red lips today and just the color red in general. So I'm really excited. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So
Me
before we get into what
too.
I got on, let's talk about what you've been wearing and what you've been doing. Fashion Week. Okay, I've been waiting. I've been waiting and watching. Tell me, how was Fashion?
um, so I'm in New York
Mhm.
and it's New York Fashion Week and there's two. So there's one in February and then there's another one which is in September, which I think is just bigger. One because it's warmer. It's cold in New York. If y'all ain't know, if y'all know nothing about New York, just know it is a cold place to be and eat. And plus, like, there's just so much going on in February. The Grammys, it literally was the same weekend as the Super Bowl and things like that. But what I did appreciate was like, all right, this is like for me, New York Fashion Week Junior. So like I can know who to look out for, when they're talking about events, where to go, like things like that. So I really appreciated the fact that there is not a lot of people here, but it was still very impactful. So yeah, so when September rolls around, I'm gonna be super ready. But there's like pop-ups throughout the city. So like different brands will have a pop-up. Like there was a YSL pop-up that I tried to go to, and then there was a Laura Mercier makeup pop-up that I went to, and there was just like there was Doc Martin had one. Um there were just so many, which is just super cool. Like whatever your fancy is, there's like a pop-up for it. And like those are like a first come, first serve basis, right? So like you find out where the pop-up is and then you go to that place. Like sometimes they'll have like reservations where you can RSVP, which is good, during a time slot, but most of them is like get in where you fit
Mhm.
in. So I ain't know that. Like I tried to go to the YSL one.
Mhm. How did that work out? Or did
First
it?
of all, what'd you say?
I said, did it even work out? I said, how did it work out?
First of all, the line was wrapped around the building. And
Oh,
like, New York is about blocks. Like
right.
I'm talking about wrapped. So like so I had like joined a group that like, people were like, okay, like giving you updates, like,
Uh-huh.
while they're in line or like real time, which is
Right.
like super cool. And so like there were people who were in line. I think the pop-up maybe started at 11, let's say 11. There were people in line like 10 and didn't even get inside till like 4, 5 p.m. So you're
Oh,
waiting outside in the cold.
and I
So
know
like this,
the baddies in the heels and
that's
oh,
what I was gonna, you like literally took the words right out of my mouth. Like it's like you want to be cute, but you really can't. Cause like you gotta be functional, one, because you might got to run.
right, right. This is New York.
You might gotta run. And then
Okay.
two, you're waiting outside. Like you're waiting outside in line. So like I pulled up because I had to work on Friday. So like that's when I needed to hurry up and like get into this content game. So I ain't gotta worry about like somebody being on somebody's schedule. That's
Hmm.
another conversation, I guess. So I had to work on Friday. So like I just didn't understand I guess the gravity of it all, right? So like I get there and I think it ended at 7. I probably got there maybe sixes, maybe. And girl, I was like, I just like I was like, I said, oh no, we ain't getting in here.
Mm.
So that was a dub on Friday. Plus, like it wasn't organized. Like that's what a lot of people say. Like, and I just felt like, how can a brand as big as this not be just have an organized pop up? So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, cool. The next day, I got up early and I went to the Laura Mercier one, and it was, and like I was like, oh, I'm making this one. So I got up early, I got in line early. Um, there was a girl from Georgia there, so that felt good to have like a Southern connection or whatever. So we're in line talking, having a good time. So that was very organized, very well put together. And the first 100 people, we got like a tote bag, and the tote bag is like a thing in New York. Like you want a tote bag. We have so many tote bags because like you just when you leave your house, like you might as well just do everything that you need to do
Yeah.
because like it's not like jumping in the car, let me go park here, like it's not. So you might as well, like, you gotta hop a train, you might gotta hop another train to get to your destination. So everybody has tote bags, so that was like a function, like cool present to get. And then we got samples and stuff like that, and it was like a Parisian bodega theme. So we got coffee, which was really nice because obviously it's cold outside, so like that was cool. And I really appreciated that.
You said it
And
was early,
then
right? You said, well, you said you got up early. In my head,
I
I'm
had to
thinking,
get up early. um
speaking
I
of,
think I got there 8-ish and it might have opened 10 or 11-ish. Yeah. Yeah. So I was part of the first 100 people. So it was cool. It was, I mean, the line went fast. Like they had a system. So that was really nice. And then so to go to a fashion week show, most of the time you're invited. You can get tickets, like maybe somebody's giving away a ticket. If you come to this pop-up, you might get free tickets and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of the like what I was seeing is like you have to be invited to these shows.
I
So
think,
like I wasn't invited to go like see the show per se. I was invited to do behind the scenes content, which is like me. That's like what I love. Of the Tia Adiola show.
mm-hmm.
So she is a Nigerian designer. Well, first of all, it was just amazing to like your very first fashion week show is black. Like black be black, 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 black. Like I talk about cornrows to the floor, conch shells, feather. Like it was, and it felt so good. You know what I'm saying? And so like being behind the scenes was just electric. Like you got people running around, like hopping, trying to get your pants on. One person hopping, trying to get the shoe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fashion show. I've
Like,
done makeup for some really large fashion shows,
oh
and
my
it gets
God.
crazy in the back. Yeah, it gets crazy in the back. Lots of parts, lots of pieces, lots of tape and glues.
Oh my God. I mean, it's just everything.
Mhm.
4 people doing somebody makeup, everybody doing hair. Yeah. I mean, it was just amazing. And like, I got, a chance to talk to, well, not talk to, but like, while she was being interviewed, Tia Adiola. And I mean, she just seemed so sweet, so nice, so down to earth. So like, yeah, I can do an interview. I can talk. I'm so excited. Like, it just, like sometimes when you meet people that you like, I don't want to use the word idolize, but that maybe look up to, and then you meet them and your expectations kind of fall flat because they're, rude or mean. Like that was not the case. She was so sweet. Um, the show, so it's kind of like a wedding. Like you do all this preparation, and the show is like an hour.
Yep.
You're there all day, and then it's over. But like the show was beautiful. It went on without a hitch. I mean, people complied, you know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't a lot of talk. It was just, I mean, it felt so good, like being backstage, but also just seeing it. And then it was like it put this fire under me, like I gotta get in more of these, like I gotta do more of this. So like it was just a beautiful show. Like I said, I mean, so many people there, so many black people who, and like I didn't even know. So it's like, yeah, you did have your like Soraya, you did have those people, but then you just had regular people, and I'm just like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to know the stories. I want to do a fit check while I was there, but like I didn't want to do too much. Like you girl, you got invited now. Don't be all over the place doing too much. So like, just trying to calm. You said what?
Much there. I feel like New York is the place to do too much.
Oh, yeah. I
We
think
are very
like
much like ask forgiveness, not permission. So until
true. That's
you tell
very
me to
true.
stop, I ain't bothering. So oh man, that have to be so cool. I love New York. I love coming up there because I feel like I could just be whoever I want. And nobody, I'm not gonna say nobody's gonna care, but like don't nobody see me. Everybody's just whoever they want. So like ain't nobody paying attention. Everybody's the main character. So
Everybody's a main character. You have to give main character
I
energy.
really love that. I know we're about to get ready for tournament season. What are some things that you've seen in Fashion Week that you would like to see in the arenas? Like, how can we, like, tell me the one thing that really stuck with you and how we can dress it up to make it ours.
So I didn't get to go, which is like this is my favorite brand is Tom Brown. I love nice clean lines.
Mm-hmm.
And while, at homecoming time and things like we were doing like bubble skirts and stuff like that where he had and this is like a staple with Tom Brown because he does skirts and kilts and stuff like that. But the pleated skirt
Mm-hmm.
and the sock trend. I mean, it was just so cute and so cheap, and everybody had it on. Like, and again, this is also very, very Tom Brown,
Mm-hmm.
but like blazer and skirt and like like a upgraded Mary Jane, like not like your like back in the day Mary Jane, but like an elevated Mary Jane.
Cross
So that
girl.
was really, really cute that I can definitely see like HBCU culture taking that over. And you got your cute, like, whatever school sweater and or like even blazer and
I'm
stuff
gonna
like
be
that
going
because
right now.
HBCU, yeah, oh girl. What I love is HBCU like clothing is just so elevated. Like if you don't know any better, you could be thinking somebody's just wearing a regular brand or whatever. It's like, and then you look and it's like, oh, that's a Winston sweater. Like, I love that elevation of HBCU like merch or what have you, where you can wear it with anything and it doesn't feel like, oh, I can only wear it on the yard or I can only wear it to a game because other than that looks stupid. Like, it just like the like HBCU gear has just elevated so much. It's so beautiful. So, I mean, I can even see them, putting a little emblem on the skirt or whatever. You wear your high Winston socks and or Howard or like let me throw out some other schools and not like seem like I'm like biased or
Morgan
anything.
State, Morgan State sauce.
Jackson State socks, yeah, it's all inclusive here.
That should be fun because like junk socks are like all the thing right now. Junk socks and junk hats. I haven't this
Yo,
one
yep.
up yet, but I'm also prepared. So I think that would be real cute. And I love me a tennis skirt. So I'm about to run mine back. Okay. I had like two or three that I killed during homecoming season football.
Ooh.
So I said I'm gonna run a couple of them back. Probably not at CIAA because they might be a little too short for the folks at CIAA. And then them little skirts in the stands, they don't really go. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Mm, I can figure that out because I can't just let go of my skirt. I want it. So
I
yeah.
mean, tights are a big thing. Like, and not like opaque tights or like where like you're looking at them and it's like, oh, these are black tights, and then you put them on, you can see like skin. That's very,
Right.
very chic right now. Like it's a thing, and that's something I see in these New York streets all the time. Everybody got on a pair of tights, like so.
Flesh color tights. They in. I'd be scared to get those because I'd be like three shades like throughout the year. So like right now I'm on my vampire shade. So I might need like cool brown or sand tan.
Well, the good thing is like color, like literally black. Like I see black tights. If I go out right now, I'm gonna see 50 women with black tights on. So like you don't even have to do like flesh color. I honestly and now that we're even talking about it, I don't even think I see as much flesh colored tone tights as like back in the day, like when we did what like you wanted to make it look like glass skin, maybe like
Right.
that realm where it's like you don't know I have on tights. I think now it's like please know I have on tights, like so the difference in like or the evolution of the tight maybe girl. But I'm with you. I don't know my type. I don't know my color. Well, I know my color, but like tights don't always hit your color. Like flesh tone tights don't hit your color. So I'm sure there's a black owned. We need somebody put in the comments a black owned website that has flesh colored tights. I'm sure there'll be way more shades than like, the stores.
I bet. I bet. I'm excited. I'm really excited. So while
Super
we're speaking
excited.
about getting dressed for the CIAA, I want to shout out our HBCU apparel. So we want to make sure that we highlight, obviously we're both into fashion. So I want to make sure that we highlight a brand every episode. So this brand in particular is called Mess in a Bottle. I am wearing their shirt. I've been actually a supporter for years. I have this shirt.
I have a sweater.
Really cool because their shirts come like wrapped up in a like a bottle. So you get the bottle and the shirt. I have no clue where the bottle is. It is no telling. I probably warped it in the dishwasher or something like that. But like that's a big or excuse me, not a big, but like there's some history there because that is the way they used to communicate was, putting messages in a bottle.
In the bottle.
Around. That's not like a just a thing, like something you see in the movies. That's real. So it was established as a form of communication, a way to invoke change, and to start important conversations. So the brand was also started right in Baltimore, Maryland. So as I learned, and at the same time, it is the 50th anniversary of the women's tournament at CIAA. So as we continue to learn and support that particular adventure, learning that Message in a Bottle or Mess in a Bottle has a t-shirt line for the tournament. So y'all make sure to check them out. Make sure to go follow them, support them. Kalila Wright, she is a graduate of Morgan State University. So HBCU all the way through, tried and true. And we want to make sure to show up for these apparel companies. We want to make sure that we support them. The CIAA, oh man, they are also doing like custom jerseys for the 50th tournament. I'm gonna need to get my hands on one of those, okay? Because I don't really have any like.
You better get you one of these.
You're right. It is not chicken salad. It is a jersey, baby. But I'm really, really looking forward. I know last week we talked about, helping some of the other, merch companies and vendors where they are. So I hope that they're there because I really love their stuff. It's nice and simple. Like this one says, as strong as the women next to me. And that's something that is extremely important to me. We have a whole podcast, right? Because we wanted to make sure that that our voices were heard in so many ways. So to continue the mission of supporting HBCU apparel and brand companies. Shout out to you, Mess in a Bottle. So we appreciate you. You keep doing your thing, Kalila. You can find them online. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said it's dope.
Oh, yeah, you can find them online at messinabottle.com. You can find them in another store that I don't particularly shop at, and I don't think you should either, but we're not going to go there. It's probably all the way in the back. They recently said, oh, that's what y'all going to do. They Rosa Parks all the stuff, y'all. So, yes, make sure y'all hit up Mess in a Bottle.
No, I have a mess, like I'm talking about from years ago. I still have it, a Mess in a Bottle sweatshirt, and it was it's a picture of a person like showing their grills, which I love, and I wear my grills. So like I still wear it, and I still get compliments on it. So like, yeah, their stuff is good. I'm talking about when maybe a year or two after I graduated college, and I still have those sweaters. So, but I'm wearing HBCU Couture. Okay. Black woman owned and HBCU grad. They're from Howard. So see, look, it ain't all look, equal opportunist HBCU support that. So yes, women led and HBCU led Howard University, HBCU Couture. So you can find them on Instagram, and of course they have a website where you can they have other schools. I know they have FAM, of course they have Howard. So yeah, you gotta check them out.
And they clearly got SU. I know that's right. I'd be so excited to see SU stuff because people be hating. Y'all need more SU stuff. I'm not looking at you, watch brand from A to you. So of SU brings us our queen of the week. Our queen of the week is our women's head basketball coach, Lamonte.
Beat,
I love that dang on. Oh, Latanya. I said Latanya. Am I saying that right? Latanya?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I said Latanya.
Oh.
We'll see. Girl, y'all know I can't talk. Y'all know I can't alliterate. I can't do two letters to say like that's a thing. Like Sheena got a speech impediment, and I'm proud.
Okay, because you still up here talking, so shout out to you.
Y'all can't
shout
fight.
out to you.
So we definitely want to talk about her success and her influence in the CIAA. I know she's probably over 100 now. I think women won her last time.
98.
No,
She's
she's at
98.
100.
101?
Yeah, she's at 101 now. I want to
No,
say
that's dope.
game before the last, or maybe week before last, she was at 100, and then the last game that they played took her to 101. So
No, that's
congratulations,
dope.
Latanya. We are so proud. And even into the apparel space last year, she launched a WSSU versus everybody t-shirt, and that was a big part of the campaign. I got like 3 of them, so that way I could support it. But even
And you didn't send me one.
I got it's still in the paper. I got one, and my mom got one. So yeah, I'll pack it in my package for our thing at CIAA, because I got the mic to bring. I got a little skill package that I'm coming with. So I would make sure to put that in there, because she only did like a limited run of those. You had to like order it, get it, and that was it. So I also learned that she's retiring. So I know over at SU basketball, we are a little raw for the way this season has been going, because we just got a new head coach for our men's basketball team, almost a whole new coaching staff. It's been quite a few coaching changes over at SU basketball. So we're going to be patient. We're going to be patient. Absolutely. Because building takes time. WSSU, let me be clear, not Southern, Winston-Salem State University. State.
SU.
SU. So when we say
y'all not gonna tell us, y'all not gonna tell us we can't say SU.
We don't want you to get confused. Y'all know we love y'all all, but SU is S, okay? Oh,
shout out to Southern.
You know who
SU.
Okay. So again, it's SU versus everybody. Versus everybody. So definitely want to shout out our school, obviously, all the other schools. One thing that I just kind of ran across my page, I learned that Central had the largest growth of all North Carolina schools over this year. So they went up 14% in enrollment. I know A&T typically gets all the fanfare when you talk about student enrollment and growth in their schools, but shout out to you, Central, because that's not easy to do, especially in the Durham area. So I'm sure you know all about.
Hold up. What y'all got to say about Durham? Hold up.
Nobody's saying nothing about Durham, but I'm just saying, I'm not gonna say what they say, but I love that.
What have you said about Durham? Yeah.
Durham, girl. They try to treat Durham like a Fayetteville, but that's a place I don't want to go. So I love just in general, the things I have learned about Durham in the last year, the growth that they are making, the changes that they are making, specifically in the Black community, the businesses. I know we don't typically talk about businesses, but that's like my jam. So the Black businesses, the things that they're doing to support the entire community overall. So I'm really excited to hear about that increase in enrollment over that 14%. That's huge. That is huge.
Absolutely. So absolutely. And what people don't realize, or people don't know about Durham had a Black Wall Street as well. Very, very beautiful, thriving community. North Carolina Central is not that far from where Black Wall Street used to be. Of course, they put a highway, which is, the way that they decimated a lot of our communities. But of course, they put the Durham Freeway right in the middle of that area, and to be honest, kind of like almost like a Lake Lanier story. Like there was just no growth there for a long time. Now it is, and I think that was partly from Durham atoning for, what happened, to the community, and just like calling it out and just saying, that wasn't right. What the community did back then. So, definitely shout out to Durham, a very big, thriving Black community. And I think a lot of people don't realize that, of course, like kind of, like you said with A&T, Like maybe Central sometimes might get overshadowed by that, but I think like Durham kind of gets overshadowed by like a Charlotte in the North Carolina realm. But like Durham is a huge Black thriving community, very tight knit. A beautiful place to live. So just to hear that now, the growth of North Carolina Central, that's just bringing more, Black people to come contribute to the community, hopefully stay after graduation, and things like that. I mean, we got a Black mayor. Last cycle we had a woman mayor, Black woman mayor. This cycle we have a Black man, and he was a graduate of North Carolina Central University. So I mean, uh, you just love to, you love to hear stories like that. So yeah, they do say little things about Durham, but it's okay because like it's definitely a beautiful community.
So I'm an outsider, so I can only have the opportunity to listen. But I won't say that anything to me. So I'm gonna make a wild comparison, but I felt the same way about Durham as I did Baltimore. So you only hear the bad things, you only
yeah
things, but then you go and it's like, oh, these my people. Y'all just scary. Y'all just don't like being around my people. I'm home. So that's kind of really more of what I went, and I feel like they don't necessarily work as hard to assimilate away from that. Like they stand in their Blackness, they stand in their community, and they're proud of that, as opposed to trying to, not to say move away, but go more corporate or go away from like even our foundation as a community. So shout out to Durham. I wasn't saying anything necessarily bad.
No, I don't think you were, but I mean that's funny that you say that because like that is the thing. Like when I went that was the thing. Like, oh, you from Durham? Have you been shot, sir?
Sure.
What?
Sure.
What?
Sure.
So yeah, like it was just insane. So like even but like and like going back to Latanya and like kind of tying it in, like how Winston, like she has like the reading program, like going to the elementary schools and school, like doing the reading program. That is as a somebody growing up in Durham, so went to middle school, high school, elementary school, like that's what you saw. Like I saw Central in the community, right? Mm-hmm. And so it was like it was very much integrated into my experiences growing up. Like you had teachers and like what they was gonna do was rep Central. You know what I'm saying? And so it was just such an easy transition to go from Durham to Winston-Salem because it's like the same thing. Like Winston is so in the community, and I love that. I mean, from the reading programs, from the Black and Red Affair, where we give gifts and things away to families of the less fortunate during Christmas time. It's just like that is HBCU culture to me. Right. And so I love, of course they're going to have the stigmas. And I mean, like you said, all the major Black cities have some type of stigma. And I feel like that's very intentional. That's a whole nother conversation. Absolutely. But like, they're just to deter people from seeing the work that they do inside the communities to help grow the communities, to help, even tear down some of these stigmas, like, being in Durham, like you see a Black doctor, like that's nothing to see a Black doctor. Like I said, a Black mayor, the Black principal, like it's nothing to see that. So like the transition to Winston was just so easy because I'm like, oh, Central did that. When I was a kid, this happened. And so to come to Winston was like the same thing. And I'm sure a lot of people can say that about their HBCU experience, but I even love the fact that like not coming from such a Black town, right? Mm-hmm. Not coming from such a Black town and going to an HBCU and you're like, oh, this is community. This is how we do. And so, I love it. I love Durham. Even here, I'm like, I'll tell people like, no, but I'm from Durham. Okay. Like, y'all New Yorkers cute, but I'm from Durham.
Period. You guys drop in the comments where y'all are from. And I want to know how your HBCU is imparted into the city. I know for us, Chancellor Brown is doing this road tour. So she's going to major cities and even non-major cities around North Carolina with a recruitment team doing these pop-ups in different schools. So we can bring some more talent to WSSU. So drop us a comment. Tell us where you at, what school you in, or went to, alumni. Graduated or not, I don't know. HBCU pride, right? Whatever. Let us know where
and
y'all
your
at.
experience. Like
Huh?
I want to now that we're talking about it, I want to know, like, were you from an HBCU town? And they count you as a we get little show notes, y'all. So I'm like, wait, what? And it pops up. But like, yeah, like, and I want to know what the experience was. Like, how did you get to the HBCU circuit? Like, were you familiar with it? Like I was, like, I'm talking about fashion. Anyway, it was nothing to go to Winston because I'm like, oh, fashion shows easy. Step shows, been there. Like,
Hey, it is crazy how much, because I would like, I know we talked like about first episode, like I wouldn't say that I was brought up HBCU, but I grew up in Newport News, Virginia. You got my aunt went to Hampton, like you got Hampton right there, you got Norfolk State right there. And then a little across the way, you have Virginia State. You got all the other ones. Like, you know what? No, Coppin isn't. Coppin State is in Maryland, I think. Oh God, don't make me lie. But it's just interesting how much HBCU culture I really did grow up around. And I think that's why I'm so comfortable now in HBCU culture. It's like, girl, this is who you was all along. So
yeah, it was
whole
nothing.
life here, but I'm here now.
Yeah. So Coppin is in Baltimore. So like, going back to the CIAA tournament, there is also a tournament back in Charlotte. So I think CIAA went global, went everywhere, went fed when it was in Charlotte. So CIAA tournament obviously has been going on for a long time. It's been in Raleigh, it's been in Winston, but when it got to Charlotte, I think it just made mainstream, and probably also you got social media and stuff kind of intertwined in that. But so we have CIAA tournament in Baltimore, and then there is a new budding tournament in Charlotte that's coming up right after.
I'm excited.
Yeah, well, how do you feel about that? And do you think that this tournament is going to take the place of CIAA?
Ooh, okay. This Black College Invitational Championship. Is it gonna take the place of CIAA? Absolutely not. I don't think so. CIAA is its own thing, and I don't even want to do the comparison. You know what I mean? Like this features other conferences. CIAA is all one conference, right? So it's like when your cousins to get together, but this is, I don't want to say bigger than your cousins, but this is like bigger than your cousins. You get the opportunity. One of my favorite things was going over to Vegas last year and seeing all the different folks at that tournament, like Jackson State. It was so many different ones, and it was like you wouldn't have exposure to those things. And there are certain things like for us, we think, oh, we're the only ones like this, and it's like, no, everybody like this, or everyone has their own way. So I think for me, I don't think it is the same as CIAA. One, because you got folks coming from all over the country. We got the CIAA, we got the SIAC, we got the MEAC and the SWAC. So, I mean, we got some big heavy hitting conferences coming from all over, after, normal NCAA tournament season pipes down. So I'm excited that's in Charlotte because I'm close, and I had never gone to CIAA in Charlotte. So that's not my experience. So I'm excited to do tournament time in Charlotte. Being here in Greensboro, I've done the ACC tournament for years. And I'm a big ACC fan. So, but don't do that. Don't do that. Go Miami. I have to change my
It's
face.
so HBCU. Oh, yeah, whatever. What's CIAA at?
But I'm excited to go down there, and it just feels a little blacker. It's at the Bojangles, the Bojangles Coliseum.
I mean,
so excited.
I miss Bojack. I miss sweet tea. Jesus Christ.
Let me put it in my.
I can't another conversation. Somebody send me some sweet tea. So this is so for all the reasons you just said, that's why I honestly feel like this is going to be on 10. Like there's HBCU cultures, but there's just HBCU subculture. So you're bringing the HBCU culture from the CIAA, the SWAC, that's like all of that together in one building is going to be insane. You know what I'm saying? And so you know how we are. It's Winston over everything. But if something happened, it's HBCU over everything. You see what I'm saying? So now you're gonna have, you got it's Winston over everybody, but then when SWAT come, oh no, it's the CIAA over here. Like you see what I'm saying? Like it's just going to
And
be so huge. It's gonna be like a Coachella. That's
I
what it is.
agree.
It's a Coachella
How we gonna do
of HBCU.
Coachella? I was trying to say culture and Coachella.
Coach, yeah, I'm sure. I'm like that made me. So it's just like it's going to be insane. And so, I mean, good thing it is not. And you know, it's kind of like going to our own homecomings. Like you know how we used to be. We so excited about going to a Winston homecoming, or like you know, Livingstone's probably excited about going to their homecoming, so on and so forth. But then we got the CIAA tournament where we get to all come together, and that's like you know, that's the big family cookout. So I feel like the that's gonna be the thing. Like, yeah, we're gonna have our CIAA tournament, we're gonna get together, we're gonna have our rivalry, but when we go to that tournament,
Okay.
and you know, I guess this is always the conversation. Is someplace like Baltimore the place to be? I think like one thing that like I noticed being at CIAA tournament, it's like I don't see the community. Like in Charlotte, there like and when it was in Raleigh, like I told y'all last week, my dad took us out of school. Like we was
Mm-hmm.
going to the, you know, it's like I don't know, but I also don't know if I don't see the community is because like it's so cold. Like you in the hotel and that's it. Like you in the hotel and you stuck and that's it. And you go to the Coliseum and you right back in the hotel. Like in a place like a Charlotte, like it's warmer. Like you want to be outside, you want to be cooking. When I say God love HBCUs, it don't matter when a HBCU homecoming is, it's going to be warm. The whole week is going to be in the 30s, but on the
That
weekend
day,
when everybody come down for CIAA, I mean for homecoming and CIAA, honestly, it God turned the temperature up. Like he loved HBCUs. So I just feel like, I love the fact that we're going to the games in Baltimore, but I don't know, is it a buy-in in Baltimore? And maybe again, because I'm not out as much, and I don't see it, but like that's the thing that I do understand and miss about Charlotte. I do agree that like maybe too much community and too much partying. I do agree with that part. Like we definitely need to keep the game centered, but we need a middle ground
mhm.
between it being in Baltimore and being so game forward and like in Charlotte and being so community forward. We need like somewhere in the middle,
And
like
for
a
me,
Raleigh.
it's the gap because Visit Baltimore does a huge thing. Like they have an app, they have a whole website dedicated to
Mm-hmm.
CIAA, dedicated to showcasing the places you can go, the things you can do. I think the CIAA does a really good job at, keeping
Mm-hmm.
us updated on different events that they have on the website. But I wonder what that gap, like I don't want to say we need party promoters because I'm very anti freaking party in the middle of the day. Not, I mean, it
Yeah,
makes
like maybe,
but like
yeah,
not
maybe there
during the
should be.
tournament. That is ridiculous.
Maybe
Um,
we should come, yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. Maybe there needs to be a way, like they need to come together, like party promoters and CIAA, and like maybe they can have a this is the official part,
mhm.
like a really this is the official, but it cannot be during the tournament. Y'all
And
cannot
they
have things
actually
going on
do.
during the tournament.
I think that's what it is. They do have one, but just the
Mm,
connections that we have. I mean, think about how long it was in Charlotte. So people are accustomed to those things. They follow each other. They do that. This will be, I think, the third year
mm,
for it being in Baltimore. Like they just hadn't done the legwork in that space. And because you still have half the people are like, it should be in Charlotte. So they're not gonna support it the way that they should. And then you have outside folks that come in and want to do these parties in the middle of the day. And it's like, you're not even
mm-hmm.
from the CIAA. What is you doing here? What's your
You
party
don't
in
even
the
go
middle of
here.
the day? Like you're taking away for the tournament. Like that's the goal, especially. And I'm a little like offended. This is the 50th year for the women's basketball tournament. Like, but again, I think that a lot of it is the gap. So maybe it's a gap in the marketing. Maybe it's a gap, at the social marketing level, maybe that says, hey, these things are going on because they are going on. And I'm glad you brought
But
up the
go ahead.
because there was like a really big day party last year, but it was outdoors and it rained the whole time last year. The whole time we were at CIAA, it rained. It was soggy. It was
Yeah, it was wet.
so I
Yeah, I
think that is
remember.
also something to consider. And then just kind of learning about Baltimore, learning about the different places you can and can't be like just I think it just gonna take time. It just, even like a business still takes 3 years to get up and going. And I don't think this is any,
Yeah.
as long as we
Well,
continue
I
to.
mean, people's issue is like in the South, in a Charlotte, like say I went to an HBCU in the South and the people from that HBCU are coming to throw a party. Like I just feel like there's just so much tie in there to where like, oh, I'm in Charlotte. I know this group, at least one of these people who are maybe throwing this event went to, my school. I'm going there. Right. And so in Baltimore, I think that's another thing. Like, who are you? I don't even know who this person is that's throwing this event. Like, and it feels more silly. Like, oh, you just want our money because we are coming to the city. Whereas like in a Charlotte, it's like, oh, this feels more authentic because you went to a CIAA school or you went to a black school, or like I've been around you at an event, at an HBCU event. So I think that's another difference. Like there's a disconnect where it's like, why are you doing this? I don't even know who you are. Do you even understand the culture? Because it is like there is black culture, and black culture is beautiful, but there's subcultures and everything, right? And so there's just a subculture of black culture that is HBCU, and it's so beautiful. And I think we do a lot to protect it. Like we don't like a whole lot of outsiders. Like if you HBCU, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like I think that's also the disconnect. It's like, who are you? Why are you doing this? Are you just want our money? Are you giving back to the schools? Like it's just all
That
these,
was my point. Like,
questions that people
where are
have.
you? Is this
Yeah.
a fundraiser? Are you supporting?
Are you just want our money?
Oh, Sheena's not a fan of it. How would you feel about it coming back to Charlotte, the CIAA tournament? I think they
I think
are.
I'm in the group of people that are like it needs to move around. I don't know if in that because I know it's the bids coming up and Charlotte's gonna bid again on the CIAA, and that's another thing. I'm like, okay, Charlotte, you got a CIAA, then you got what is it, the Black College Invitational Conference? Yeah, I think I got that right. And so it's like, is everything gonna be in Charlotte? I'm one of the people who are fine with it moving around. But it needs to come back south. It's in February. It's cold and like it's like it's this gray sheen over the world, like right now in New York, where it's just like it is winter. It's winter, and I think that's another thing. Like, it's sunnier. It's like there's the disposition is different. So I'm in agreement with it moving back and closer to HBCU schools, like, and maybe even like a Raleigh. It's kind of like a halfway point, like 4 hours, from a Baltimore and DC area. Like 2 hours from Charlotte. Like I feel like it's a good like middle ground for a lot of places or whatever. So yeah, I'm in favor of it just coming back down south.
I don't mind cold, so I definitely, and I love Baltimore, so I'm on the opposite end. I would like for it to move around simply because, like I said, there were so many things. Like I had no, I mean, I didn't. I had one friend that went to Bowie State, and it was like, shout out to you, Shay. He's a comedian. Y'all make sure to follow Shay. But jokingly, like back in 2018, we both said, both of us were Air Force, and he was about to retire, and we said, oh, we're gonna go back to school, we're going to HBCU. I was like, all right, we're going to HBCU, and we both said we were gonna go to Howard, and neither one of us got into Howard. Obviously. So we continue to go back and forth, and I applied to WSSU, he applied to Bowie State, and here we are, now years later, he's a Bowie State grad. I'm a WSSU grad. And it was really cool. So there was an opportunity for me to learn about that. Coppin, I can't ever say it. That one is there. Morgan State is up there. So there are so many schools that are there that I'm not gonna say I didn't pay attention to, but it was just like, wow, it was really nice to learn these places. So
But they're not CIAA schools though. So I feel like maybe you did, but I didn't see Morgan State people.
I wouldn't say that. No, but
yeah,
here, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean they can't come to support it, and then
and they should come. They should come. So that's even another conversation. Well, why weren't you there? Like that's it, because like if something at HBCU popped up in New York right now, I'm going. I don't care what it is. So it's like that's another conversation. Why weren't they there? Did they know about it? Was it even marketed? Like, hey, even though you're not a CIAA school, you're an HBCU school. This thing is going on. Like that's it. Because like A&T people gonna be at CIAA when it's in Charlotte. You know what I'm
Exactly. That's what I'm
saying?
saying. Like the New York folks, the SMAC folks, they gonna be there. But that's
Yeah. So
also
it's like
because
that's another conversation.
we're gonna definitely dig into the landscape in itself.
Mm.
Of HBCUs. Even so at the BCIC, they have like an education day. So like they have, high school sophomores, juniors, they are community college transfer students that can come and learn about it. So there are so many opportunities for just other HBCUs. I know we have Fan Fest at CIAA, and I mean it don't be packed like that. So that could be an opportunity to showcase even just the other local colleges, the other local HBCUs in this city. I wish not. I'm definitely with you on this South because I know for football, for homecoming, we love us a tailgate. Like we don't get tailgating during basketball season, and I would love me a good old tailgate, whatever. Could you imagine a tailgate in Maryland with the crab and the
Girl,
girl?
but that's the thing. Like I'll probably show my face, but it's cool. Like when I went to the NBA All-Star weekend in Indy, first
Mm-hmm,
of all,
mm-hmm.
that's another cold. Like that's a whole
That
different
Midwest Coast
cold,
something
right?
completely different. That Midwest
But
Coast.
it but the HBCUs and HBCU supporters showed out. Like the game sold out. And then there was a thing beforehand, and it was actually pretty packed. Like a not a tailgate because there wasn't, but like a maybe a fan fest
Uh-huh.
before that, and that was cool. And so again, but what the NBA did though, I think they invited school, like they made sure to like be intentional about like here, I need y'all to show up to Fan Fest. So there was like Greeks like scrolling and things like that. So that was a very, very nice touch. The signage, like it was, you can tell when the NBA did it, it wasn't just a money grab. It was like, no, we really want to showcase and highlight this. Like the arena was beautiful and things like that. So I know CIAA ain't got NBA money, but like I mean, little things like that you can take and say, okay, but we can't do it on this level. But like what can we do well, how can we scale it down to fit us? And so yeah, like again, reaching out to these schools, letting them know that there is this tournament, there's this thing going on. Because I was actually surprised to see so many HBCU supporters in Indy. Like we because you didn't have assigned seats like you probably would at an NBA game. And so, me and my daddy went, because like, I take my daddy everywhere. So oh, we doing this HBCU thing. But like, so we was like, we getting in the line early. But everybody thought that. Like you just seen a sea of people and it just made me feel so good. I'm like, oh my God, like so if you can do that for one game during NBA All-Star weekend, so clearly the HBCU thing is a big thing, but it wasn't the main thing, then like why can't any of these tournaments, because we don't know, I don't know how well this the BCIC thing is going to do, but why can't that be something that we all can do, like all you tournaments and stuff like that? Is one thing to have it and host it, it's another thing to get the people out. And so if the NBA can do it when it's not an HBCU thing, it's not a like then these tournaments that is centered and focused on it can absolutely do it.
Absolutely. That's my number one gripe with the CP3 tournament every year is it's never marketed. No one ever goes. And I
It's
was like,
so
maybe
sad.
I was like, maybe I'm tripping. So I flew out there last year. Okay. I flew out there.
That's where you went to.
That's
I've
where,
been twice. I've been twice, and it's so sad to see because I'm like,
what is this about? And why are you so
and what is so beautiful about what the CP3 tournament can be is because they have it at the convention centers in these places, everything is inside. you come in on Thursday and you don't have to leave until Sunday. As aware, even with the CIAA tournament, you got your host hotels and you got to go to the arena. It's all inside. We can do everything that we need to do inside. If there's an alumni event, and I'm just like, where are the people? And like you said, like it's not marketed. I don't understand why during homecoming we don't have a big like CP3 come on a messenger board and say, hey, WSSU, your school is invited to the CP3 tournament in Connecticut. You guys got to come. Like, why isn't there nothing? It's just like I don't understand why the tournament isn't so much bigger than what it is, because like all the elements are there except for maybe the location, but all the elements are there to make a spectacular event.
Yeah, folks go to Indiana, bro. In the middle of the wintertime, people would go to Connecticut.
People was in Indiana, and Indiana is cold. The food is terrible. It was snowing.
Evansville got good food. I can't say that about my experience in Evansville. Shout out to Evansville. Y'all got some good pizza down there.
Maybe Evansville, but I think the fact that like I've just heard so much stuff about it, about Indy, and like kind of even changing the landscape of the All-Star tournament, period. Like again, another conversation about another thing. Like it was the hotels, like they didn't have the whole like for the stars, like they didn't have the enough hotels. I heard a lot about that. So I think just being in Indy, period, just changed the landscape of stuff. Like, but yeah, but to your point, if we can go there, then like we can go to Connecticut and be inside the whole entire time and like have this big H. Like I don't understand why it's not marketed. I don't understand why it's not bigger, because again, like I said, all the elements are there for it to be a cool event. And we want HBCU, like we crave reasons to brag about our HBCUs.
Or even just the opportunity to support it. Like, again, if I knew something about it, I don't have a problem. I got jump in the car. We could jump on that train and go. You know what I'm saying? That could have been a thing. But I'm scrolling. I was like, oh my God, that was this weekend.
And that's a shame.
To just be like, okay, it's not just me, but you have some of these larger hitters. Like, what is this? I've never heard of this before. I'm like, oh my gosh, again. Like I learned about it because I was blindsided by not last year, but the year before. I was like, what is this tournament? That's what made me want to go the year before, after. So yeah, marketing definitely makes a difference. And honestly, I think that's even one of the stark differences in the BCIC, because they are not playing on that marketing team. Okay. They are not playing. They keep stats up.
They hungry.
Score up. And it is so nice. Like I'm excited because it's like, oh, they know that marketing team, boy, y'all need to teach a master class.
They hungry. Yeah. They got to get it off the ground.
Because I'm trying to find people to go. Like I'm supporting this all the way.
And that's another thing. Like some people rest on their laurels. Like, oh, but you should come here. You should do this because we've been doing this for 10 years or 15 years, or I got a big name, or I got this many followers and stuff like that. And it's just like does not always cut it. Like you need to make connections. You need to make genuine connections with people and not a blanket everyone's invited, but like literally, like back in the day, marketing, when we was on campus, and like you had to hand people flyers instead of putting it on your Instagram page. Like that is always going to win out, because then you single out somebody and like you make them feel like attached to it. Like, oh, okay, well, I have to support.
Yeah, I'm invited. Someone thinks I should be in this place. That's even a hard lesson I'm learning right now. I started hosting trivia night, and I did it Thursday, did a few posts about it. And one, it was packed, but two, it was nobody that I knew. And I was like, I found myself upset, like, oh man, none of my friends came, none of the people came. And I'm like, you know what? After a good night's sleep and a few meals, it's like, you know what? The people who are there to support that thing will be there. So the people who are seeking that out will be there. So yes, you do need like personal invitations and things like that. But there are people who are seeking this thing out. So you need that information readily and available when they do come. So if you're seeking information on Black College Invitational Championship, you can go to blackcollegeInvitationalchampionship.org. Shop their merch. Their media credentials are open, so other podcasters, folks, and whatnot, y'all want to come hang with us and do things, podcast media stuff, pictures of nothing else. Definitely jump on over there. So, speaking of pictures, I have been, I don't know, me and makeup have not been getting along here recently, but the only thing that is making me happy is my lipstick. My Fenty. Now that would get me to Fashion Week. If Fenty got Fashion Week, I'm there, baby. I am all.
I'm sure like that would be an amazing pop-up.
Yeah, for real. All of it. Fenty Beauty, Fenty Hair, Fenty this. I was laughing.
Savage Sauce Fenty.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's the fashion.
Period. I think I would love to see her launch into it like an actual clothing brand. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the loungewear and all the clothes that she have with Savage X and all the lingerie. I have a house full of that stuff and just too. Anyhow, but my favorite Fenty product is this uncensored lipstick from Fenty Beauty. And it really kind of stuck out to me. When I was a kid, we couldn't wear red lipstick. Like it was frowned upon to wear red lipstick or red nails.
Red nails, yeah.
So it was very interesting. And I ended up down a TikTok rabbit hole the other day. And I did not realize that they are doing, they're like women in other countries I don't want to call it virtue signaling because that's kind of a bad way to put it, but they are making it known that they are in solidarity with the women in the United States because they are wearing red lipstick. So I was like, what? And the nerd in me went to do a little digging and I was like, wow, why red lipstick? Why red lipstick? And I learned quite a bit about red lipstick and just even the color red in general. Like clearly on a day to day, I'm like, oh, Ish, you from our red, but it definitely stands out. And it's a sign of warning. It's a sign of something to pay attention to. And we have a long history of using our hair, our face, and our skin as ways to support each other for self-expression, ways to be defiant, ways. I know we see the meme all the time about the different patterns of cornrows and different things they did with cornrows, even red lipstick, that's one thing that is for women. I know, coming of age, once you hit a certain level in puberty, then it's like okay to wear red lipstick. Yeah, in some because the boomers still ain't having it. Okay, okay, you can't come to church with no red lipstick, baby. But learning different times. We have Madam C.J. Walker, who was one of the first Black female made millionaires. She revolutionized Black beauty by offering specific products for Black women, for their hair, their skin, and took away the idea that Eurocentric features were the prominent feature or that you had to have those to feel beautiful. You're in New York, so the Harlem Renaissance is something obviously that is still playing a part, and I feel like Harlem is under another renaissance, if you will, right now, because I know the last time I was there is very gentrified, and that is just crazy in itself, in my opinion. But I'm just thinking of different ways I can envision pictures of Rosa Parks with red lipstick on. So it is like you start to go back and you start to work yourself back. And it was like these women were really saying something, even if they didn't have the words, or if only thing they had was their physical presentation, there was still that warning. I am here to make some noise. I'm here to make some mess. I'm here to shed some blood. So I'm honored. I love this lipstick. And then the confirmation and affirmation for me last week, like, hey, that lipstick is everything. I'm like, girl, I'm wearing this lipstick in my sleep. I ain't even got makeup on, but I got this lipstick on.
Oh.
How has red lipstick been a thing up there? And like, I know for Fashion Week, but talk to me a little bit about red lipstick, or are you noticing different ways that people are expressing themselves, even like on a activism level with their clothing?
I think the beautiful thing about New York and like why, like, I mean, I think New York, like we were kind of talking about Durham earlier, gets a bad rap. People from New York are mean, and people from and maybe so. I'm sure, like people, there's a mean person everywhere, right? But what I truly love about New York is it's literally the definition of a melting pot. Like they say all of the US is, and yeah, but like I guess like 'cause it's more concentrated. It's like I'll be walking down the street and I'll see a woman with dark skin and an afro, and I automatically think she's Black, and she starts speaking in Spanish.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Mhm.
And I really did think I had, a level of culture and like understanding and stuff like that. But there's just so many different people here that like you it's broadened. And so, and I say I liken it to this, like, when your first semester of college and they say you're going to be changed by your first semester, you're like, no, you're not. Like, it's just and that's how I feel about New York. Like, I feel like even in the few months that I've been here, I'm so changed because I'm just exposed to so many different people, so many different cultures, so many different styles of dress, so many everything. But like, and like you were saying earlier, like everybody is absolutely 100% themselves
Mhm.
or whoever they want to be, even if it's their new self or what have you. And so I'm like, I get why they voted, down or voted for the right to have an abortion. I get why, even, deporting people, people have such strong feelings about it because it's like, you're such a community here. Of course, there are targets, there are the chains that were Wegmans they're here, but like it's a why when there's a Hispanic grocery store right there
Mhm.
and like they're selling everything, you know what I'm saying? And then you go 2 blocks down, there's another one. So it's like, what's the point of going outward when they're so here, when there's so much inward? And like, and these are the people that, you see every day and you walk past every day. So it's, not a car situation. So it's like, how do you not start to feel for people when you literally are walking down the street and seeing them, when you really are in community with them, when you're shopping at the same places with them? And so, like I said, New York gets a bad rap, but it's just like, I feel like there is so much community here and like, and tolerance here again, where you think like yes, everybody is moving fast and everything is like, fast paced and stuff like that, but it's just like, but there's just a love here that I do appreciate and an understanding here that I do appreciate. And so I think the fight for people here is because it's like, I know this person, like it's not a theory to me
Right.
that, somebody has whatever laws and stuff is like,
Right.
against diversity and stuff like that. It's not in theory, it's like in practice. Like there's so much diversity in just walking down the street here. How can I not um
Fight for the person to
want
me.
fight for the person next to me, strong as the woman beside me? How can I not when I see them every day?
Absolutely. The diaspora is huge there. Like it brings it together. Like you said, we do kind of get siloed. That's kind of one thing I don't like about living here because I've lived so many other places. It's easy to see that it is very much a dome. And people don't think outside of the bubble that they live in, or they don't understand reality outside of that. So it does get easy to be like, oh, that doesn't affect me. This doesn't impact me. I don't care about that. Where in the rest of the world, it's like, no, these people are not only my neighbors, they're the people who own the grocery store that I'm going to. They're the people who own the takeout spot that I'm going to. They're the people who maintain all of the things. You know what I mean? My
Yeah,
dry cleaners. These are the people
my dry cleaners.
in our lives that and like I said, they shouldn't even have to have proximity, obviously, but I can physically see you every single every single day. It is going to be hard laying down at night knowing like, man, something might happen to that person, and then honestly and truly, we are never that far away because nothing stops me from being mistaken for another person. So I would have to still be impacted. You know what I'm saying? We're still impacted.
Mm-hmm.
We can say that this is who is actually impacted, but we all are. We all are in some type of way. Our educators. I went to the VA yesterday and it was an ICE van right outside. It was like, who is in here that you should be worried about? Everybody in here either fought for the country already or is working for the
Yeah.
people fighting for the country. Like, y'all don't have nowhere else to be. I mean, God forbid, don't go nowhere else. Like, y'all ain't got nothing
Yeah.
to do.
Don't gotta.
What is this? So it
Yeah,
definitely makes a difference. So
it does. They I'm learning, so forgive me. I don't know if it's governor. It was a woman, she was an official, and
Mhm.
I want to say, oh my God, basically it was another like, they were threatening to sue New York if they let women come and get abortions, and she was like, in my city? Oh,
Right.
no, we voted for this. So
Right.
if somebody comes here and they're gonna get the medical care that we voted for and it's afforded to them. And I'm just like, the
I think is that the same judge as blocking the extradition of the doctor that is from Louisiana, like Louisiana's trying to extradite him, and New York is
so
blocking
that's what yeah, Louisiana. Yeah, that's what it is, Louisiana. And I was like, I didn't want to say it wrong. But she was like, no, you're not suing me, or you can try to sue me, but we go okay, we're gonna fight this out of court. Like the tenacity of people here, like the you aren't gonna not walk with your chest up here. Like you gotta show up every day. Like you said, man cave, like you have to show up every day here. And that's what what I appreciate. Or you not gonna make it. You gonna get ran over. Like you gotta, like somebody asked you today, like, you walking fast yet? Oh, it's probably walking fast day 3. Like you ain't got
right.
choice here. Like
Right.
it's
I
kill or
remember
be
the
killed
sidewalk.
here. Yeah, like it's kill or be killed. Like I'm passing people down. Like my short little legs, I pass people down. So it's like it's just the energy here that like it's definitely contagious. But like, yeah, you gonna show up, you gonna show out, you gonna fight for what you believe in, you gonna fight for the person beside you. And like I think in the South, like yeah, absolutely. But like and you didn't think that up here, and it's like nah, like, and then for her to get on, like, do a press conference and say no, this is what we voted for and I'm upholding that, so anybody that comes here, they're going to get what they need, that under whatever we voted for, under whatever laws and practices that we have. I'm just like, that made me feel good, to even to see a woman be strong and show up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, no, 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 no. Like, how do I show up myself? In whatever way in whatever capacity that I have. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely. I can think of like Jasmine Crockett. She has been on fire over the last couple of weeks. And it's crazy because it's like, you
another
know how
person that
they
make
say
you
if
want to
no
stand up.
one's, if ain't nobody talking about you, you ain't doing nothing, but they are on that woman's head. Just AOC, there are so many just women taking a part. I know we were specifically talking about New York, but bringing us back a little bit, like now is the time to stand. Now is how we continue to move this, ball forward, because our rights are at risk right now. Not even, I mean, they're already at risk. There are places you can go and not have the medical care that you need, right? And that is just for the even normal, like, citizen. Like,
Basic.
never mind the people that are here that aren't and are under other parts of oppression, not being able to just take care of their body and be there for their families and their communities. So we definitely got to make a point to stay active, to even be confident in ourselves. The more we speak up for ourselves, the more power we have to speak up for other people, and that empowers other people too to
That's
say, hey,
true.
you
I
know
like
what,
that.
Sheena and Skell said it, I'm gonna go say it too. And now you're making changes in your HBCU, in your community. Just like Jasmine Crockett, just like that is like, you know what, she is sassy as hell, but she's a judge. She's like doing her job.
Eloquently spoken, though, is well spoken.
Absolutely.
It's
Very
well researched, and so it's like, and you're just showing up, like you said, as your authentic self.
yeah.
And before it was like assimilate, now it's like whoever is going to accept me is going to accept me. And most of the time, you learn, like, you can change all you want, you can be whoever you want for these
Yeah.
people, but like if they already had it in their mind that they weren't going to accept you regardless, you might as well show up as who you are.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, you're the only person that you have to deal with,
Uh-huh.
in the grand scheme of things. Like, it's just you. So it's like, if you're okay with you, then other people who will be okay with you will find you as well.
Hell yeah. That's a good way to wrap this up. That is a great way to wrap it up. Be around the people who you should be around. And definitely take a second to
Choose
talk.
people that choose you.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. And be as strong as the women next to you, right? Shout out to us in the bottom.
Oh, that's
I'm excited
beautiful.
to see them at CIAA. And I'm into the tea. Like, I love me a good t-shirt. However, I know last week we talked about Mr. CIAA at the big HBCU in the sky, but we trying to show up for Mr. CIAA. So I went through and pulled out some like inspiration. I already got my outfit working. So I'm gonna give one little clue. Okay. I love rainbows. and he had this fit with some rainbow in it, and I'm gonna dupe it for the championship game.
Okay, so we are asking people to wear Mr. CIAA inspired looks to the championship game. That's amazing. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
And
Let's do that.
Us. Make sure you tag us. If you need help, hey, I got tons of ideas. Scale, tons of ideas. Y'all make sure y'all follow.
I got you. Let's do that. Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
First follow Scale on Fanbase. Me too. I'm on Fanbase too. I ain't got no there, but Scale.
I seen you comment on Isaac's page the other day. I was proud of you.
Fanbase. Who is Isaac? I don't know these people. I just be, I'm just a fan here.
That's the CEO and founder of Fanbase, Isaac Hayes' son.
Oh yes,
so he's Isaac Hayes the third.
I know. Okay, I did know that when you said it all the way out, but you just yelled out Isaac like that's your boy. I mean, it probably
right. Like that's my boy. He's not my boy, y'all.
I'm so proud of you. I was so excited. I went to download. I was like, let me just go log in, and boom, on the little pop up, I almost skipped. I was like, wait,
yeah, that was insane. I didn't even know. But like that's like the thing about Fanbase is like it's so creator focused that like they are intentional about, because like that's how they make the money. That's how they make their money instead of for ads where they had to be, it sucked that like Target and Walmart is like the first thing that comes to my mind, but boo. But like they got to be like, those are what like Fanbase is the exact opposite. It's creative focus. So I run a room on Fanbase. It's called the dressing room. It's the hottest, the most interactive, the most dangerous room on Fanbase. It's an audio room. So every Tuesday at 7:30, I do a fashion-based audio room on Fanbase. It's literally the best. And so it's our 2-year anniversary. So we're celebrating 2 years this month, and they gave me a whole banner like the dressing room is turning 2 years old, so y'all need to make sure y'all pop up. Like that's insane. Like you're never gonna get that on the Instagram. You're never gonna get that on TikTok, even for the huge creators. I've never seen that. And so, but if if the huge creators are showing up for a brand, maybe. But so it was just like wow. Like first of all, y'all know it's my 2-year anniversary. Y'all want to celebrate me for having, like it's just like little things like that, little touches that we were saying, like the CIAA and everybody can do just these little touches. So that was amazing, to have that. So if you guys want to join every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on Fanbase, exclusively on Fanbase. It's an audio room, like I said. If like think of Clubhouse or something like that, it's like that feel. So everybody pull it. For my anniversary.
I'm definitely gonna come listen so I can get some more fit inspiration. I want to see you guys inspiration pics. Tag me and what you see from Mr. CIAA that you want to duplicate, and I'll be more than happy to go back and forth and help you.
Please tag me. Oh my god, that would be like love.
Oh my god!
Tell them what to tag.
Oh, what do we tag?
I mean, what's your IG? What's your IG?
Queens of the Yard. Queens of the Yard.
Pound Queens of the Yard. You at me at Sit with Skell and at Sheena.
At Tendin2, TENDIN 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And let's like I said, celebrate the legacy of one of our own, even if you don't, like that's a big thing. I'm not a fashion person, but like it's not necessarily about fashion. It's about legacy, and it's about paying homage and appreciation for somebody who like he ain't need an Instagram, he ain't need a big thing to bring him to CIAA. Like some people did when it's in Charlotte, let me go. Like nah, he's like, no, this is important to me. So we need to like honor those people. And then there's a generation, like that's the sad part. Like there's a generation that's going to come up that's not even going to know who this man is. So we are the ones that have to keep his legacy and, his contributions to the tournament alive.
Absolutely. And even create our own legacies. We have access to so many different brands. Just like you said, you don't have to be fashion, but you are you. There are still things that you like. And this is like your real chance to step outside of the status quo, step outside of, a fit you saw on Pinterest or something that you saw somewhere else. Like be the main character. We want you to be the main character. Mr. CIAA was the main character. He didn't care who was going to be there. He was going to be there and he was going to be sharp. Okay. Super sharp.
It reminds me of like Dapper Dan. Like I feel like they're like in the same category.
Yes, I like that. I like that. So I even I went on to be again, I learned a lot about Mr. Abraham, and he changed outfits from his wake to his funeral. So I also know that he had an I ain't gonna say issue, but an incident where he was changing at an event or at the tournament and had almost escorted off. So I might have 2 or 3 outfits. Actual tournament day. So I'm very in 95 in the 95 child. Where was I?
At Winston when it was in Winston.
Friday came out in 95. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. But 95 was dope. So I could only imagine somebody hating. Okay. Maybe we'll meet Miss CIAA next year.
They ain't hating. You ain't doing something right.
Possibly. Period. Poo. So let's see, we done wrapped up, we done that. We want to see your fits. Make sure you like, you comment. Y'all are supposed to tell us where y'all from. Y'all supposed to tell us what HBCU y'all went to. What else would I tell her? Oh, how your HBCU
subscribe.
Absolutely. Why you chose a HBCU and what you wear to CIAA, baby. We want to see it.
Please let me know what you want to see. Yeah.
Okay, I will. Possibly. Yes.
The people need to like, you gotta tell us, just give us a little snippet. Like, I'm probably gonna wear.
Yeah, I told y'all we wearing rainbow. Yeah. I'll post his picture so y'all could get an idea. And okay, so it's like rainbow and white. And I'm obsessed with the color white. I mean, my last name is white. So yeah, so rainbow and white. That's
I'm excited.
And I'm definitely getting me a tee. And I know Steve said that the jerseys were for the players. Find me a jersey. My mom will play a Bible.
Yeah, I absolutely have no doubt that you'll find you a jersey.
Right. I'm leaving here with something.
I have no doubt that you'll have a jersey. No doubt.
Somebody gonna be bad. Like, I didn't win. Oh,
somebody be like, I'm trying to play in the championship game, and I don't have my jersey. And she's in the Raptors
roster.
That's my jersey.
Don't be snitching. Maybe she can get us a jersey. We need the jersey. We definitely need the jersey. Nah, you shouldn't.
We need a jersey, and we need to be like recording live, like during the championship game.
Oh, that would be so much fun. Steve, work that out.
In our jersey, or like the halftime show or something.
Ooh.
But I'm not gonna be talking about the game. I'm like, oh, they was looking cute. Who sponsored that edge control? Because y'all late. And that'll be my commentary. Okay.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. Just like the fashion commentary of the thing.
Yeah. Oh, look at her ponytail. She did that down the court. Oh, the knot was just banging. Like that'll be my.
Turned out it's gonna have a camera so they can follow all the people. And then next year, CIAA, who's the event organizers? This needs to be public. Queens of the Yard need an actual segment on the floor where we do live fit checks. I want to say you did that, but well, that's how I met you before. It's the fit check. What did I have on?
Yeah, I've done it live before.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was red and white. It was red and white stripe.
No, there was that wasn't you. Was that somebody else that did the CIAA fit? Like, they pulled me down out of the stands, and I had like my
who's scamming?
Oh, I don't know if they were scamming. No, this was
that's scamming. That's scamming, because if it wasn't me, then it's a scam.
No, period. It was not you, 100%. But yeah, we got that CIAA. We got to get on that. Okay, Steve Skell needs to live. Okay, we need the cameras involved. All right, camera 5, we need you to find all the hotties, okay? Because we're not gonna be walking through the arena no more. We need to see everybody at once. We need this on the big screen, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay,
tell the people how to follow us. Of course, subscribe, so you can hear us every week. But how else can the people find us? We got our Twitter, we have Instagram, we got everything.
Twitter, you have Queens OT Yard. On Twitter, you have our individuals tending to sit with Skell. I got that right. We got HBCU Game Day all on Instagram. On Facebook, you also have HBCU Game Day. On YouTube, you have HBCU Game Day. And you can find Queens of the Yard on all of your podcast streaming. So Spotify, Spreaker, all of those fun little ones, your RSS feed. If you need just the old school RSS, baby, we got that too. So tap in. Make sure you follow us, HBCU Game Day. This podcast is presented by HBCU Game Day. So far, we're going to get all of the money. No, we need sponsors. So if you want to sponsor us, holla at us, okay? Holla at us, Queens of the Yard.
Okay, if you need us to wear your merch.
Okay, absolutely. Definitely merch.
Lipstick line.
Definitely those merch folks, your makeup folks, all of those. Definitely tap in because we want to support
CP3. We would love to. I said CP3 and everybody else that doesn't turn.
We would love to help you market. We would love to help put that thing on the map because we believe in it. And if we wouldn't be annoyed or passionate about it if we didn't. You know what I'm saying? If we didn't care, we wouldn't bring it up. We wouldn't hold you accountable. We wouldn't, say the things. We love it. We want to go. Like, we want to support it. We want this thing to be huge. We want all of y'all to be huge, bro. Fly us out. Send us out because we here. We are your spokesman.
I want to go. Okay. Anything that has the HBCU behind it, I want to go.
Period. Okay. Especially Jackson State. Holla at me. No. Y'all know I love me some Jackson State. I don't know why. I lived in Mississippi and I really missed the chance to go hang out in Jackson State. I was in Columbus when I was in the Air Force. And the only thing I knew about Jackson was they have terrible roads. Like, you ain't seen potholes until you've been to Jackson. This is like, their streets are like cobblestone. I ain't never seen nothing like it. We definitely got to get into this urban planning conversation because shout out to SU. That's what my degree is in. So I know we had talked about the locations of HBCU. So y'all stay tuned for next week. If you feel like your HBCU is in a bad location, tell us what it is. And we're going to address it. Next week, we're going to talk about all of the things that are centered around our schools, land grants, all the jazz. So follow us, find us, holla back.
Hey, woo, woo. I love it. Woo, woo.